screens. I know I get people in the day saying, I don't waste any time. I got so much stuff I've already finished already. I've got 10 videos on my account that I shot for the floor and the screen over here that I got to show off tomorrow. So we got our work already done. And I still got some demonstrations I'm going to do on this screen and other locations. But anyway, getting back to this particular individual by the name of Jaime Fernando Gonzalez, goes by Crow1176. We busted in so many criminal activities, it is not even funny. So one of the things we saw on his Facebook page is the constant lies about his screen paint products actually working. And this is after customers have gotten ripped off, they've gotten robbed, they've had the products that they bought from him were fraudulent, he couldn't back them up, the products were washing out, they had poor picture quality, poor contrast, poor color. He was advising them to get high-end projectors because he was using one in his demonstration, and to calibrate these machines and all kinds of stuff, shenanigans, just to get people to give him money. And he ripped off a lot of people, I mean a lot of people. So we started posting on his Facebook page links to where we have used these links. Again, they're still on the blacklist. These are links that we have filed against him in court, pictures and all kinds of stuff of him just ripping people off and robbing them at the end of the day, including, keep in mind, as I said before, if you're caught doing one thing, you're going to be caught doing another thing, especially if you're in that kind of activity. We got busted basically using a 3D printer in an unlawful manner, as in using it to print out licensed, trademark, patent, copyrighted material. We've had problems with him touching our copyrights at the end of the day, which we showed you in video post. So he's just the kind of person that will rip off anybody. He's ripped off the late Stan Lee. He went over there and took his Spider-Man, printed it out, bragged about printing it out, went to Comic-Con and sold one of them. So again, a person who has no respect for other people's products whatsoever. Now, keep in mind, could he sell Marvel gear? Yeah, he can't sell Marvel gear. Anybody can sell it, but you have to pay for it first. They have to get their percentage. But he has zero overhead because he is making their stuff and profiting off their stuff and not paying them a dime. The Frankenstein, the name was used in for many movies here to come, Frankenstein, or by Universal Studios. We have him in videos making claim that it's his product, it's on his paint. We have receipts from him of him using the name Frankenstein, paid him out zero royalties whatsoever. So I don't appreciate him coming here and basically just ripping off and stealing from anybody that he wants. So let's show you what we got right here. So what we have here, this is his site right there. It says Crow1176 Facebook. This is on our invisible screens. And as you can see, the content isn't available right now, which means he went in and he basically blocked it. We get this on McAfee. These McAfee sites pop up once in a while. His Facebook page will pop up once in a while. He doesn't know how to basically privatize his page. But it pops up on our feeds all the time. We see it right there. So he does this. He basically goes in and locks the page so nobody can see it. This is a business page he has. On the business page, he's in there lying to customers, trying to make them believe that his products actually do work. What we did was we went in and we basically sent in links showing his product doesn't work, showing that we have videos showing his products matching the network rate 773. We're about to put a review in, and that's when he blocked everything when the review was about to go in. But don't worry, Fernando, I got it saved. So the minute your page pops on, guess what? My buddy's going to go put it in. So he's now monitoring your Facebook page right now. If that page even winks, he'll be in that page in no time at all to post what we're going to post in there. And he'll put in much more than that on evidence that we basically have criminal charges filed against you and everything else we had to file with immigration. All that'll be in there. So if you open that page up anytime, we'll be in there to put that information in there because it needs to be in there. And you sit there and you feel at the end of the day, if you feel anywhere in the day that we did anything wrong, get a lawyer. Say that we lied on anything we put on that page. That's why I recorded and documented anything, just in case if you lie on things. We back ourselves up on every level you could possibly think of. Everything we put in there was true. You were on camera. You did match a house paint. You showed receipts. You painted it down, the whole 9 yards, and then the video went missing. I told you, post it to your Facebook page if you back up your paint, post it to your Facebook page, post it to your website. You don't post it there. You know why? Because you want no one to see it. You want nobody to know your dirty secrets on how you cheat and steal and rob from your customers. Like that guy's screen who washed out. So these videos are not going anywhere, Fernando. They're just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And Whoever we got to contact, government agencies, FBI, Homeland Security, I don't care who we got to reach out to, who we got to talk to, you're leaving the country. You got to go, buddy. Like I said, I ain't got no problem with anybody. I don't care what race you are. You're more than welcome to come here. But you're not welcome to come here if you're going to commit crimes. And I'm still 100%. Anybody overseas wouldn't want the same thing over there either. Like that one TikToker went over there and carried on over there in Korea. Disrespected these people's statues and treated the people horribly. Nobody wants that bull crap. Nobody wants that mess. Nobody wants it in their country. We don't want it in our country. We don't have time for people like that. And Jim, you are one of those people. You have to go. I'm so glad that that guy went over in Korea and carried on. I'm glad he got 15 years of hard labor. He need more time than that. He should have got 2 years. He got 20 or 50 years. He carried on over there. That makes us look bad. And it also makes his people look bad when he comes over here and he basically disrespects everything in our country. As in ripping off companies and doing whatever the freak he wants to do. And then you got people over here who support that nonsense too. Well, let's not forget them. They supported that nonsense. That's why that nonsense went on so long, because none of them went on reported. You let that stuff go. And you need to leave too also. Pack your bags, you need to leave the U.S. You don't need to be here. Unbelievable. But yeah, he pulled the site down. It's still there. He just basically locked it. But just a message to you, Fernando. I got my boy watching it now. So at the minute that page opens up, I'm not going to be the one. He's got my information. I sent everything over to him. And he's going to post the review. He's going to post you matching network rate 773. He's going to post more videos on you counterfeiting. And he's also going to post your control number, which shows that we contacted Homeland Security Immigration for the fact that you are going and committing crimes in that apartment. The fact you're operating a business but a license in California, all that's going to be in there. Because you're in there trying to advertise some 3D business. Now you tell me what I'm wrong in anything I just did. I can back up everything I said 100%. If you feel, as I said before, I put in several videos, if you feel that anything I said, especially about the trademark stuff, you go to Baldwin Park Police Department and you tell them what you were doing in that apartment. You contact code enforcement and you explain to them what you were doing in the apartment. You contact City Hall and tell them, hey, I don't have a license to operate a business. This is what I was doing in that apartment. And I guarantee you, bar none, you won't be in there much longer. I guarantee you to go in there and they'll red tag that door and they'll kick you and your family out in the street. I guarantee you. And you'll be locked up. So since you can't tell anybody, that means that bottom line, you committed a crime. Now, what did I say on camera? I said if he removes any one of those links off that page, remember I said that? If he removes any of those links off that page, that means he is guilty. You did something far worse. You removed the entire page itself, which makes it far worse for you. And you have a history of doing this. You've done this with Sherman-Williams mixture. You removed the whole video, deleted. We got it all on video. You deleted websites. We've got that multiple times on videos. eBay accounts. We got that on videos. Let's see what Jamie does. Jamie goes out and rips off people. See as far as he can get away. What he can get away with. And then when the heat starts to catch up to him, he starts cutting things off left and right. This is why they nicknamed him Mexican Trump. He literally has all the insights of Trump. He does. Then things get too hot. Either you deny or run. You can thank the Mexican brothers for that. No, they'll fuck. Sorry, if I said they'll break my neck for that one, they don't consider him to be their brother. They don't like him because that's how I get the nickname from them. My friends gave you that name. So, it seems like you got something to hide. Why would you remove your page if you didn't have anything to hide? If there's nothing on that page, then at the end of the day, you told the truth. You have things to hide. And that's why you got rid of the page, because you don't want anyone knowing about your secrets. Well, the thing about that, Jamie, you can remove the page all you want. You can move from sun up to sundown. It really doesn't make a difference, because at the end of the day, Fernando, those videos are everywhere. Those videos are everywhere so much that even AI itself knows you in those videos. AI brings your name up to know who you are and what you're being accused of. If you sat there and said in the day that I'm a scammer and I'm a rip-off artist, which ain't I can back myself up 100%. That's what I call backing myself up when I basically sent you a certified letter to your address asking you to send me a black house paint to put against my product. I wanted to do YouTube Live. And did you do that? Nope. Never got any paint at all whatsoever. Did the whole thing live so everybody can see it. I can back my product up in any place. I challenge you in court. You don't want to be bothered with that either. Now, we given Jamie plenty of opportunities, and I tried to as best I can, because you can sit there and go, oh, you call yourself a Christian? Jamie, I sent you a cease and desist order from an attorney that you used your brother's address because you were not a man enough to take that order yourself. Also to let it go that I had a process server come to your front door, and I could have easily sued you for copyrights, and I let that go. So I did turn the cheek multiple times on you. Multiple times I turned the cheek to give you opportunity. And did you take it? Nope. You looked at it as a sign of weakness and continued to attack my business, continue to attack my family, continue to attack my friends, even my cat. So let me explain something to you, Fernando, so you understand this. I'm an American citizen. The company, American citizen. My family, American citizens. Some are military that you attacked. You're not from here. You don't have documents here in this country. You didn't come here with the intentions of coming here to try to build something and do something, to give something back to the country. You came here with the intentions to rob, steal, and take whatever the freak you want. So, it is my duty as an American citizen to get you out of the country. So you don't steal from anybody else. You don't rip off anybody else. You don't rob anybody else. You don't steal from any more of the American people. Because since the other cowards on your site, you should have stepped up and did something about it, and they sat there and let that nonsense go on. Again, I don't consider you to be American. I really don't. I consider you to be traitors. That's what I consider you to be. And I couldn't care less if you're from here or there. It doesn't make a difference. You want to make it about race? It's not about race, Jamie. You're a bad person at the end of the day. That's what it's about. I know tons of Mexicans. I got Mexican brothers. I call my brothers. And they don't even like you. They don't like them. They're the ones who gave them the nickname. You're just a bad apple. That's what you are. And I don't want people to go in and blame all Mexicans for his mess, because all Mexicans aren't those people. That's just him. It's not them. It's just him. He's that person. Don't blame your neighbor. Don't blame your friend or whatever. Think they're not like that. No. Everybody deserves opportunity. We tried to give Fernando opportunity. This is the reason why we sent out those court orders to get you to back down. I tried to give you opportunity. You refused to take it. So if you refuse to take it, and I'm giving you opportunity, and you're attacking me every time we get, what are we supposed to do? Then we're going to hit you back. And I told you, Jamie, that when I hit people back, they don't get back up. Because I'm a paperwork junkie at the end of the day. I'm a research nut. I can pile tons and tons of information on people. Enough that when I get you into a courtroom, it's called a glass jar effect, which means you're sealed in there and you can't get out. There's enough evidence that your lawyer would drop your case in a hot second. And I've done a ton of research on you. I know things about you, Fernando, that other people on YouTube don't know. I'm not the only person you've been ripping off. You ripped off a lot of people. You threw a lot of people under the bus. Your landlord gave you an opportunity to come there and build something great. What'd you do? You got him in a lot of trouble. You can go to jail for what you just did. The stuff that you did in there, and they find out you don't have documents on you. You know how much trouble you can get into for that. The people who hired him and gave him a job, I'm pretty sure they paid him under the table. Do you have any idea of the trouble? They could lose their business over this. Did he care? No, he didn't care. We have videos of you walking into that printing unit. Of you walking around and showing that whole entire environment. We have videos of that. Because they're going to figure out one way or another that you were here for this long. Someone had to be paying you something. How are you making money? So they're going to follow the paper trail. So you threw everybody under the bus, even your own family. You threw your own family under the bus too. The first minute when that order came through, the first thing anybody would have done was say that, okay, this is going too far. I'm done. Let me go talk to these lawyers. All Fernando had to do was contact the attorneys, because they put their number on it, and reach out to them And then they gave him permission to reach out to me. If we had talked, and you talked to me man to man, instead of being a coward at the end of the day, I would have let it go. All that dirt you did against me, I was willing to let it go, to give you an opportunity out of it. Did you take it? No. You continue to carry on. When I had the process server come to your front door and put that notice on your door, did you take that as an opportunity when we decided not to pursue it? I sat there on camera that I decided not to pursue it. I'm giving you the opportunity. Did you take it? No, you got on YouTube and started carrying on talking about, oh, you didn't have enough evidence and blah, 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 blah. But Jamie, the reason why the process server was there because we had enough evidence. That's how naive you are sometimes. And you continued on. This is what it led to now. Now, if you had signed the document, you could have been in your apartment right now. You could have been, go get a job, get your citizenship, whatever you got to do at the end of the day, make yourself legit, you know what I mean? Make yourself a good citizen of the United States. That's all you got to do. You chose to go in and just do more stupid stuff. You got busted in that screen paint nonsense you got your stuff caught up in. You lost your website. You lost your eBay account. You tried to sneak in another one, lost that one too. It ain't working. Then you come on there talking about moving on to bigger and better things. And then now, what's your bigger and better things? Ripping off American companies and overseas companies on selling their merchandise and profiting off their hard work. Storage units filled with stolen merchandise. Selling stolen merchandise. That's how you resemble that's how you represent your people? No, like I said, I don't look at them as James. I really never would do that at the end of the day. But that's how you're doing them? And they got a nerve to get mad and curse and rage at everybody else at the end of the day? That's what you've done with your time here. But everybody else is to blame. Not James. Jamie's not to blame. Jamie's an innocent person. That's what he claims to be. You can explain that when the ice when he gets there. Because you deserve to be in that truck, Jamie. You do. You call him racist all you want. I don't care. You deserve to be in that truck. You came here and you broke the law. If you were an American citizen, you'd be in jail. So again, I got to ask you, what makes you so special that anybody else, if we committed the crimes that you just did, that we would go to jail? How come you don't deserve to go to jail? What makes you so special that you don't deserve to go to jail? Yeah, precisely. There you go. So if you feel that everything that I document, everything I just showed you doing all this criminal activity, you're an innocent person, then you get a lawyer to come after me. That's what you do. But judging by what I just seen you remove your Facebook page, clearly shows at the end of the day that you know that you're guilty and you try to hide evidence every chance you can get. Jamie, let me explain something to you at the end of the day. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to go. Do you understand this? Facebook, YouTube is not the only place that you're registered at. I have contacted multiple law enforcement officers. I have contacted Homeland Security. I've contacted immigration. I've contacted a lot of people, and you're in there. Even with FBI, you're in there. So it's only a matter of time for something to come to that front door to take care of this problem. And if that means Monday morning that I have to come in and take a little time off from work to make some phone calls, I will do so. Because I need you out of the country. Because you are a bad business at the end of the day. You do not want to change in any way possible. I gave you 2 opportunities. You should have taken them. It shows me at the end of the day you have no plans on changing. Gee whiz, go from ripping people off in screen paint to freaking counterfeiting. You freaking kidding me, people? Counterfeiting. You know, the reason why, Jamie, a part of me does want to, but a part I know I can't post you to a Spider-Man forum site where people will jack you up. Any one of those Spider-Man fans at the end of the day, some people worship. I put it this way, but they do. They worship Stanley because he's a god. And you went in and you made money off of him. And I told my family right there, like, it's sick to their stomach. Well, why don't you leave the room, you little coward? That's what you are. You're nothing but a coward. You stole from Stanley. You disrespectful human being. So many robbers. If I post that there, I guarantee if you're advocating, someone's going to pay you a visit. Someone will come see you. That's way disrespectful, man. That's super disrespectful. You know how hard Marvel fans go at them, they go hard. And then to find out that, the man passed away, that was heartbreaking for a lot of people. And then to find you're ripping them off, and you're selling it at Comic-Con at that, you know how low that is? You might as well go and spit on the man's grave. But you would never do that, right? You would never spit on Stanley's grave, right? You would never urinate on his tombstone, right? You would never do that. Be disrespectful, right? But you would basically take his merchandise and you would basically copy, print it, paint it, and sell it on a place at Comic-Con, which is basically his home at the end of the day, and make a profit, make money off his name to line your pockets with his hard work. That's far worse than that. You stole from Stanley. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I love him. I'm getting you out of the country, Jamie. You're leaving. If it takes everything I got, I'm getting you out of here. You have to come to California myself with my lawyers. And I don't care how we get there. If I have to take the chance of going on a plane, I will do so to get you out of here. You are leaving. You have my promise on that, 100%. You're going. So with that being said, people, I gotta go.